being the #1 contender and not getting that opportunity, I mean, what are your feelings on that right now?
You get a little bitter about it. You get a little pissed off that things don't go the way down they're supposed to, as this being a sport and training my butt off, training 6 hours a day to be the best in the world and then not being treated like it, to winning big fights, beating Rafael Sinsalves on an 8-fight win streak, ranked #2, and not getting my title shot, But I'll continue to do my job. I'll keep beating the best guys and keep a smile on my face and just enjoy what I do.
Part of your hope that, building an association would help with that kind of positioning in the future?
Absolutely. You know what I mean? This needs to be a sport. Like, I put my life on the line. I beat my head in. I train 6 hours a day. I mean, I'm putting my health and wellness on the line for the sport, and I'd hope they do the same back for me, but it's just not the case. I mean, we should be warranted the fights that you deserve. Just like in the NFL, whatever, you're doing a bracket to be the best versus the best, not just talking your way up to it. You don't see the Raiders talking their way into the Super Bowl right now. They're gonna have to win to get there. Everyone's like so scared and so worried about his power in his hands, but really it's not very technical, and it's not like he's starching people. It's not like he's going out and hitting you with one punch and knocking you out. You have to kind of stand there and brawl with him to let him TKO you, So it's just being a smart fighter and knowing what to do. I mean, if Dotson wasn't as afraid as he was of Lineker's power, he would have beat him as well. He had the better shots. He just ran the entire fight.
How does that split decision still sit with you that you had to Dominic Cruz?
I thought I won the fight, man. I mean, that's why I want that fight back. That's why I want Cruz. I felt I won that fight, and I feel like I have his numbers. So yeah.
What do you make of him against Garbrandt?
I think he's gonna be a little too elusive for Garbrandt. Garbrandt, you kind of have to stand in front of him like we have to do with Lineker. I think he's a little bit faster than Lineker, but he's a little one-dimensional. And I think Cruz is gonna take advantage of that.
Are you worried that if Cruz lost a close decision that there could be a rematch and then you have to wait even longer?
Dude, I'll be ridiculously pissed at that if that actually isn't happening, because my fight was very controversial with Cruz, and it was a back and forth of who won that one, and I didn't get an immediate rematch, So if that does happen, yeah.
So you feel like regardless of the outcome of that one, you should get the next title shot, right?
Yeah, I thought I should have it.
So yeah. I wanted to know what you make of like Ronda Rousey not being here during all the media, and she's fighting for a belt and not doing the appearances. What are your thoughts on that?
There's no way I could put myself in her situation. She's been busier than any fighter ever. She's had more pressure on herself than ever. So my comparison to being a champion is nowhere near as what hers is. So I don't blame her. I mean, she's been through the ringer. She's been doing movies and been very busy. So maybe it is time for her to maybe focus on her own skills and focus on the fight, and we'll see how she comes out. I think the UFC is kind of messing up by letting it happen. I mean, Dana's always said that no UFC fighter will ever be bigger than the promotion. It'll be no bigger than the UFC, and you're seeing that happen. You got Conor McGregor, making his own calls and showing up when he wants to, and Rousey not showing up. So I think it is opening the doors for more fighters to start doing so, But I like you guys. I like showing up and doing this stuff. I don't mind it, man. I mean, otherwise I'm going to be sitting in my room watching some TV, kind of gets my brain off of it. I mean, talk myself through the fight. So to each their own. I'm here promoting myself, and I'm doing my job, But it seems like the more you do your job, the less you get treated well in the UFC. So maybe I should be a jerk and not show up and fail some drug tests, and maybe I'll get treated better.
Like, no one's coming out and saying this is a #1 contender's bout, because it feels like there's no way this wouldn't be a #1 contender's bout.
There should be no way. I mean, it's all up to the fans. You know what I mean? It's all comes down to the sport and not making this thing ridiculous. And if the UFC does do that to me, then everyone's going to see that they are being biased and they are trying to ruin my career on purpose. They're trying to hold me down. All I can do is continue to fight, man. I mean, I can't overstress it. I feel like I've done what's right, not only for myself but for all the fighters in this world, and making the right image. And that's all I can really do, man, is stand up for what I know is right.